morning, so welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a lovely day. Today I was going to be doing something that I've never done on my channel, and I'm sure I've said this a couple of times prior to this video, but today I am going to be doing a bit of a comparison video of what my makeup was in 2014 versus now. Can anybody believe that 2014 was 10 fantastic years ago? Where has the time gone? Such a great year as well for me, because I was just getting into makeup, and also it was like a year of where I was starting to make like vast discoveries of like my favourite band and how I'm still a fan of them now. But coming back onto the theme of this video, so on one half of my face I'm going to be doing 2014 using products that some of them I might not have, some I might have, where I'm going to be using some of them on this side, whereas on this side I will be using the 2024 makeup products, and then we'll see how much my makeup techniques have changed over the years. So if you would like to see how I did my makeup 10 years ago compared to what I do on my channel regularly now, then keep on watching this video. Okay guys, the first thing I'm going to be doing is a base. Now in 2014 I didn't wear any foundation at all, because I was lucky that I was like one of the very few fortunate people that didn't have to worry about spots or acne, because I was blessed with clean, clear skin. Thank you God for everything that you've provided me with and blessed me with. So on the occasion where I might have needed to cover up a little bit, I used to just go in with a little bit of concealer and then Bob's your uncle. Other times it would be, now I use this in my Rimmel full face tutorial, and then I use this BB cream. This is the 9-in-1, and I went into full detail of this on my Rimmel video, so I don't need to go into too much detail of it now. I'm going to bring you guys in closer so you can see where I'm going to be putting this. And like I say, I was just focusing it on any areas, like mainly under my eyes, because at the point I was like starting to wear makeup. It was the start of my GCSE years, and I was like getting stress and anxiety, and also I was all like might have been getting enough sleep because of suffering anxiety, which a lot of us did. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting a bit under my eyes, and that just instantly transforms your under eyes to make it look like there is nothing there. Then on the 2024 side, I would sometimes either go in with BB, but also that was when I started to wear full foundation. BB wise in 2024 I've been using this, and you've seen this on my channel loads of times before. It is the KIKO Daily Protection BB cream. I'm wearing the shade 02 because I mean we are going into, well, it's 1st of July today, so it'll be going into July. So what I'm going to be doing is I'll be mainly focusing this on the 2024 side. Wouldn't you think now that we're into July, there's only 27 days until the start of the Paris Olympics? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of it down my nose as well, because I've just realised when I've been looking in my mirror that my nose is like really, really burnt. It's like, and I don't know if a lot of people are like the same as me, but I've noticed that apart from your forehead, your nose is always the first one to burn. So let's have a look at the comparison of the base of 2014, which I think looks more natural looking. I mean, I still wear natural makeup now, but it was just now that I've become more aware of like acne and spots, and that I've got like a little bit of a breakout, like which we all have at some point in our lives, and it is nothing to worry about because we all get it and we all deal with it in our different ways. But on the 2024 side it might look a little bit more covered, but at least it's not like the full war paint that you might see on some 2014 trends. Prior to filming this video I actually did a bit of research, and then looking back now I thought, wow, that definitely screams 2014. It was from like the heavy full coverage foundation to the kohl eyeliner waterline to some of the like the bright colours, as well as like bold berry lips, which I might do in a separate video later this year. I didn't wear a lot of powder because I didn't really wear a lot of makeup, because when I was at school I wore makeup. I mean, we were allowed to wear makeup, but it was but at least I didn't wear makeup compared to what other girls might have worn and comparing it to, I know how a lot of you guys, if you go to school, you mightn't be allowed to wear makeup to school at all. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be like reliving some of my childhood years, well, my late childhood actually, because I mean I was what, 14, so at least you get to see what my makeup looked like back then, even in the days of before starting my channel. Okay guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to move on to blusher. Now it differed for me between bronzer and blusher. Like, I remember in 2014, if any of you remember bronzing peels, now they were a big thing. I used to own bronzing peels and I used to love wearing them, but it was just so messy, and it was just, you had to like swirl them around, and there were loose beads as well, so it would just be an absolute nightmare to use like bronzing peels, like loose beads. But sometimes I would do that, or sometimes I would just do blusher alone, and then that's my base complete. For the 2014 side, I used a number of different blushers. So the one I've got here is this Bourjois Golden Rose blusher here. It's like a tiny little pot, because back then I was 14 years old and I didn't have much money, so all of the makeup that I've got on this side will be mainly drugstore or cheap makeup. So what I'll be doing is, and I feel like I've missed the smell of this as well. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using a smaller brush, because it's only a little pot of blusher. And this is very resembling of my MAC Cherry Blossom blusher, which I've recently hit pan on and I'm like really upset about. But I know that this will be a really good replacement, because it is very similar and it's more of a sheen blush compared to a matte blush, which when I was looking at my research notes, blush wise 2014 was more about the like the sheen blush as opposed to the matte blush that you might get now. And I never thought there would be such thing as the Clinique Chubby Sticks, and particularly the highlighter one, because I know 2014, 15 and 16 it was mostly about like cream contour and highlighter, which I remember somebody asking me, would you ever do contour on your face, and I'd be like, nah, that'd be awful. So at least I stick with what I know. And oh wow, that looks really glowy. And I was like, I know it's not much of a sunny day as I have been having in like earlier this week. I mean, why am I saying earlier this week? It'll be last week now by the time you're watching this, so it is definitely more cloudy. And I would say that since the light source is coming from my right hand side, I would definitely say it's really setting off the gold speckles on this blusher as well. So I'm really looking forward to getting this out again, and I would love to get some more use out of this, because I was been using it sparingly, because I know Bourjois was hard to get a hold of, but I just thought, because we are doing a nostalgic video, I thought, why not? Okay, moving on to the 2024 side now. It was I had like two different blushers here. The first one that I was going to use, I've got in my makeup bag, is the Rimmel Maxi Blush. This is in Exposed, but I used that in my last video, so I might put that at the side and I might use a different one. Whereas in 2024, I would definitely say I'm more about the brown or mauve blushers, because again, if I didn't want to wear bronzer, I would definitely say that this has got a slight bronze undertone. It's only mild, you definitely won't see it much at all. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to use this little Mermaid one from KIKO. This is in the shade At the First Blush 01. So what I'm doing is I'm using a bigger brush because it is a bigger pan, and I'm just going to be tapping this in, because although this is not as pigmented as the Bourjois one, I would definitely say when you compare the two sides, they are both still on the subtle side, but I'd say this one still has the highlight, like the highlight in it, because it is a radiant blush. But I would definitely say that it was more subtle, and at least it's shown that in 2024 I've been a bit more adventurous, and I've been like that. It's been that way throughout the whole of the 2020s decade. So I know we're only in 2024, and we've still got some time left in the 2020s decade for anything to be possible. So let's see what the rest of the decade holds. Okay, now moving on to eyebrows. I didn't really do a lot about my brows when I was 14, because even though people were really penciling them in. But I mean, I'm going to be just using this Ted Baker one, and I'm just using this to fill in any areas. I might bring you guys in a little bit closer so you can see. But what I'm doing is I'm just gently filling it in, and then I might use the spoolie just to brush it through. Because I know 2014 and a lot of the 2010s decade was about the more carved out, precise eyebrows, whereas in 2024 it was more about the natural fluffy brows. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing the same on the other side just to make them equal, but I'm not going to go in as much on the brow because I'm trying to keep them natural and to make them look like I'm leaving them as they are. So in comparison with 2014, I would definitely say it is a more defined brow, because I know a lot of people would use either a wax or a pencil to sketch out that brow and then fill it in, whereas on the 2024 side I would say that it was more of a brow gel and then just using the spoolie, and it makes them appear more fluffy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to brush this through to make it look like I've not really done much with my brows. Okay, moving on to eyes. Now, at school I didn't really wear a lot of eyeshadows, or because I was just like getting into makeup, I didn't want to splash out on anything that was like too expensive. The original eyeshadow that I used was a Claire's Accessories one that I kept in my school bag, but I've since used that up and I don't have that anymore. So what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a look that was similar to that, but I remember using this number 7 Stay Perfect in Cappuccino. I got this for my Sweet 16, so I thought this would be the one, definitely the one to use. I'm just going to get some brushes ready. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a look that was very similar to the one that I used to wear quite often in 2014, so 15. Actually, I was 16 in 2015, I just realised that, but I would definitely say that before that I didn't wear any eyeshadow at all, because I was like lucky that I didn't need to wear eyeshadow. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a look similar to here. So I'm going to be taking this like top shade here, and I'm going to just basically, might need to use my brush, might need to use my mirror while I'm doing this. So I'm going to do, I might bring you guys in so you can see. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically do a wash of this on the lid. Yeah, I've just noticed that's more of a matte shade. I've not used this for a long time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to blend out the other shade that I put on, because like you see, I would either wear no eyeshadow at all or I would keep it very, very subtle. So, and then I'm going to go in with this middle shade here. It kind of reminds me a bit of the different coloured medals that you win in the Olympics. Bear in mind we are going into Olympic year. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking that next shade and I'm just going to be painting that also on top of the colour that we've just done. And I feel like the bottom shade is more like your liner, and I didn't really wear a lot of liner. I know a lot of the girls at my school wore liquid liner at the school, but it just wasn't my thing. So at least you go off with what makes you you. And then that's my 2014 eyeshadow done. For 2024 it was definitely more about the, I mean, in both years I wore like mainly matte eyeshadows. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using this that you've seen in a lot of my videos before. I'm going to be using this Soph palette, and I'm going to be doing another fairly neutral one. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be taking this one here. I'm going to go in with the colour Iced Coffee, and I'm just going to be applying this to my lid. I mean, the comparison on here is unreal, because I would definitely say I was more adventurous with my more warmer tones as opposed to what I used to wear in 2014, where it was more of a cooler tone, because I didn't really know a lot about makeup and I wasn't really into makeup at the time. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to be trying to make something similar along the lines of what I did back then. And I'm going to be going in with this shade here called Fairy Light, keeping with the neutral. Actually, no, that's not Fairy Light, it's Pink Champagne. And I'm applying this to my lid, and I'm just going to be calling that my eye makeup done. Just similar to what I used to wear. And since we are still on the drugstore side, we are just going to be doing what I did similar. And then the last thing that I need to do with you guys is lips. Now, back in 2014, it was all about the red lip. Now, I used to wear red lips to school pretty much every single day. I know a lot of you guys may frown at me by saying that you never wear red lipstick to school because it is obvious that you're wearing makeup. But in my school, we were allowed to wear makeup. So what I'm going to be doing first, I'm going to be using a lip liner. I'm using this little mix one. This is in the shade Final Call. And I'm just going to be drawing around my natural lip shape. I'm not going to do an overdraw because I don't think overdraws on lips came in until much later. And then in terms of lipstick, I've got two different ones here. The one that I used to wear when I was in school, 2014, was this really cheap one here. This is a Laval one. This is in the colour Evening Red. I absolutely love this. I feel like I could put this on in the dark because I've worn it that much. And I can definitely see myself. I mean, I took this out of my... Oh, yes, that's definitely more of a pinkier red, which I thought... At the time I bought this, I thought it was more of a... pillar box red, similar to the colour mascara that I've got on. So, and then what I'll do is I'll do it on this half of my lip, whereas in 2024 I would definitely say it was more about the adventurous red. Sometimes I would wear that, others I would wear a more cherry red, and the other one that I was going to do for the 2024 side is this collection. This is one of the little mixed ones. This is the Jesy lipstick. So what I'm going to be doing is putting it on this hole. Oh my gosh, look at the difference. I would definitely say that's more of a pinky red, whereas that's more of a orangey fire engine red. But I still wore both of those colours, and I would definitely say that at least that this one, the Laval one, got me started on the red lipsticks party. So I would definitely say that this has definitely really introduced me, and it's got me more comfortable with wearing red lips because I know it definitely brings back a lot of 1940s 50s vibes, and it really goes with my hair. I really think that the red lipstick makes dark hair stand out, and I absolutely love how it is timeless, it doesn't go out of date, and it is something that you can wear day or night. I might do another red lip video on my channel in maybe towards the end of the summer, where it's still like acceptable to play around with the red lipsticks and bright colours. In the meantime, guys, that is my 2014 versus 2024 makeup. I would definitely say that this has brought back a lot of memories and made me realise that I was like, hey, I forgot I had those. I might use that in my video. Now, a lot of the time I haven't used these products, so particularly the eyeshadow, this lipstick and the BB cream concealer, I would definitely say that I've used this on my channel for the very first time. So at least you get to see like products that you might not have heard of, or if you guys own it, you might have definitely forgotten about them and then thought, hey, should definitely bring that back. I might see if I can bring that back for me. In the meantime, be sure to hit the bell down below, comment and subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell for the notification and that you're the first to know of any new content, and I will see you all very soon in my next video. God bless.